We are out in Asashio, the Japanese terror of the seas. Tier 8 torpedo destroyer, and we are in a battle with two submarines, two destroyers, two cruisers, five battleships, and one aircraft carrier on each team. So, with Asashio, her torpedoes can only hit battleships and aircraft carriers. So it's nice to see that half the teams are targets. Because sometimes I get into these battles and I only have two or three battleships and a whole bunch of cruisers and destroyers and subs that I can't hit. Then I have to try to use my guns, and Asashio's guns, while they hit hard, slow shooters that just don't produce enough damage to win a gunfight. So I would much rather be able to use my torpedoes. Alright, we have spawned on the western flank of the Two Brothers map, and I'm going to work my way back and forth, kind of try to see where those battleships are. I see that I have my team's battleships, the Massachusetts and Prince Heinrich, behind me, so that suggests to me that I'm going to have a Tirpitz and a Caracciolo up ahead. And then a U-190 on my side, so I should have the enemy U-190. World of Warships tends to mirror the lineups about, I would say, about 2/3 of the time. Sometimes you get the lineups flipped, and that can get awkward sometimes, but it can work to your advantage if you get the tier 6s on your side. But we see the Caracciolo, so that looks to me like we are mirrored. Alright, sending torps at that Caracciolo. I was going to be torping that channel anyway because I know where the battleships want to be. And then using my torp reload boosters, so if I see somebody else, I can send some torps in that direction. Now, I prefer not to send torps at the nose of these battleships. I'd rather be aiming at broadsides, of course, but I also want to control the channel and make them know that there's an Asashio out here, because they're scared. They don't like these torps. They're hard for them to see, and they hit hard. When they take one, it does a lot of damage compared to other destroyer torpedoes. Well, I did miss with that set. Now I'm just going to sit here in a spot while I'm waiting for my torps to reload. Asashio with 5.4 concealment is very effective at spotting. I can just sit here and watch the action while my battleships do the work for me. And then when the battleships kind of forget that there's a DD around, then I send a set at them, and that's when I can do maximum damage, because I'm sitting on Caracciolo's broadside right now. Okay, my RPF just switched something in front of me, and it wasn't there before. That suggests there's a submarine out here. Alright, now is Caracciolo going up to that island or going around it? Looks like he's going around it. Alright. I am sending torps. Okay. So that submarine is pinging, and I can see his ping on my mini-map. So I'm telling Massachusetts right where I'm seeing that sub. I'm going to swing around over there. Oh, we already lost our sub. One of them. The U-69 is the tier 6, but Okay, there is the submarine. Take shots on him. The battleships will be busy, so I can get away with this for a little while. I have smoke ready when I need it. Alright, now he's gone down, so I am going to let myself go dark. I'm not going to use my smoke unless they start shooting at me. And they're busy with somebody else. Well, West Virginia took shots, but he totally missed. Okay, now I am dark. I can see oil spots headed back toward the Caracciolo. That is getting a little too close for my comfort zones. I don't want to get rushed down. So I'm going to swing around. Caracciolo has his nose toward me again, but that gives his broadside to the Massachusetts, so advantage definitely to me. Now I'll send torps, and I think I have even chances of hitting the West Virginia as I do the Caracciolo. Alright, there's that sub again. Send an extra set of torps while I'm at it. Take some shots at that sub. I should not be detected anymore, but I am. Okay, there was Kagero over by the big islands that formed one of the two brothers. Oh, there he is. Okay, that's what was seeing me.
Much obliged.
And now we've got our Synop going up the middle. Silly guy. And he's dealing with a Tallinn, which he took down.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
So maybe I won't be so hard on him after all. Alright, here comes the Kagero. He just used his torps. And I wish Asashio's guns loaded just a little faster, but at least they hurt when they hit something. Oh, I didn't quite finish the job. Cherbourg did. Okay, now our Synop is trying to back up out of that gap, but now there's a Gneisenau now coming down there to challenge him. Synop is down to about a quarter of his health. Gneisenau now is full health. So it's going to be pretty tricky there. I've gone all battle and I have yet to land a torp, in spite of throwing so many out there. Letting my team know that our Synop is hurting. Oh, we just lost our Urian. Alright, well, we're still ahead by one ship. We've lost a sub and a cruiser. They have lost a battleship, a cruiser, and a destroyer. Okay. Get these torps out, and then I'm going to go down there and be prepared to back up the Synop. If he dies, Gneisenau is going to be able to get down into our cap.
Many thanks.
And Synop is about dead. Darn. I never recommend going up the middle. Oh, and we lost Cherbourg too. Oh dear. Well, okay, I did get a torp into somebody. Looks like I got one into the Caracciolo. And the Dunkirk. All of a sudden, we are down by 2. We've lost 5 ships. They've still only lost 3. Okay, another torp hit somebody. Looks like the West Virginia.
Attention, reporting the target position.
Maybe our U-boat can get some more torps into him,
The enemy team is
because he has to put out that flood right away. Alright, well, then I have to go around here and try to deal with the Gneiss now. Massachusetts is coming with me. Appreciate that. If you watch down on the mini map, you can see that I am coming right around this edge. The Gneiss now does not get any hydro. Most of the German ships do, but not the Gneiss now and the Tirpitz. Both of which I might be dealing with here. Okay, good. West Virginia's down. But we turned around and lost the Prince Heinrich. Alright, is Gneiss now going to come out here? And now I see a Cleveland charging in at me. I cannot manage a Cleveland. Oh, and he has a submarine up there with him too while he's at it. They're all going to charge us, huh? Alright, I'm telling my team, please shoot the Cleveland. Between our aircraft carrier and the Massachusetts, hopefully they can take him down. Alright, Gneiss now is not coming out. He's being very, very careful. I'm shooting these torps at the Tirpitz. Then I use my torp reload booster and get ready for Gneiss now. Alright, if Cleveland turns on his radar, I am in big trouble. Alright, he's going to spot me now, so I'll go ahead and smoke up, take my chances. Oh, there's a Fubuki. Alright, well, Cleveland's down. I got torps into the Tirpitz and killed him. Alright. And now let's go after this DD. Alright, can't sit in my smoke anyway. Alright, Massachusetts, nice. Alright, and he's going back behind there, but there's a DD, or there's a sub, I'm sorry, the sub.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Oh, I don't know where he was flinging those torpedoes out to. They were not close to anybody. Maybe he was hoping they would home in on me. Okay, there he is. Use my guns on him. Get up here. My depth charges. I don't want to ram him. There, he's gone under where I can get the depth charges on him and doing damage. And got him. All right. With a Confederate. Nice. All right, that puts us back into a tie situation. 4 ships to 4. We lost our aircraft carrier. I don't know what happened to him. Must have been the Fubuki or the submarine because he was back behind me. Alright, now we have torps going at that Gneiss now. Go ahead and take my shots with the rest of my team. Started a fire with them. Every little bit helps. He's going to be focusing on the Massachusetts. Well, I thought. Oh. I happen to be in reverse, and he fired right in front of me. Now here comes the aircraft carrier. Time for me to move up, get away from these torpedoes. Set another fire on the Gneiss now. Now he can't put that one out because he put the last one out. Alright, well, I can't do anything more for Gneiss now.
Engine boost
He's out.
activated.
Massachusetts wants me to go after the CV, so let's go find the aircraft carrier. From the looks of where his planes are launching from, he's right over by that small island that's up in front of me. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Well then. I'm going to go ahead and launch some torps right now, but then I'll keep moving up on him and put guns on him too. I know he's trying to get away. He knows I'm coming at him. Asashio has next to nothing for AA, so I've got it turned off, but even if I turn it on, you won't hear my AA gun shooting. Well, those torps are miss. I'm going to do this real slowly with my gun. Started a fire, which he put out right away. My guns hit pretty effectively. They're hard enough. It's just, it feels like it takes forever for them to load up compared to my other destroyers. I'm shooting into his hangar deck where I tend to do the most damage. You don't want to hit him on the hull where the shells can't penetrate. If I can get some shots up on his island, sometimes I can actually pull a citadel by hitting his island. Whoop. His secondaries are starting to do stuff here.
Problem solved, sir.
Okay, well, I just about have torpedoes. Now I'm going to shoot at that island. A little harder to hit. Yep, missed. Okay, well, he's turned, he's committed. I'll send my torps at him. He only needs to take one or two and he'll go down. Especially since he already put out a fire, so he's used his damage control party. He won't be able to put out a flood now. Aircraft carriers don't have the choice about that. They have to let the computer do all that kind of work for them while they're busy flying their planes. Whoop, I've got a sub over on my side. Dodge these torps. There, okay. CV down.
We've sunk an enemy aircraft carrier.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Torpedoes all over the place out here. Trying to home in on me, but his homing signal's just about gone. Alright, my RPF shows right where he is. He's on the surface. Caracciolo wants us to finish the job on them. We are now ahead by 2 ships.
Torpedoes, dead ahead.
Just kind of dodging around these torps. The U-boat torps don't turn as fast as some of the other submarine torpedoes, especially the British ones. The British ones I probably couldn't get away with dodging so easily. Alright, well, I'm probably going to see him up here, but I'm going to go ahead and head toward their base. Ah, there he is. Alright, get shots on him. There we go. And that got me a high caliber. Alright, he is going to be trying to send torps at me. They turn very fast. They turn faster than a DD can turn.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Right now my RPF is on the Caracciolo, but he's going all the way around to challenge our base. He's going to die to the Massachusetts very soon. And there's that submarine again. Alright, Well,
Torpedoes to starboard.
I do not want to take these torps.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes direct front.
Oh, good. Okay, dodged. The game's just about over. Drop some depth charges on him. And it's a win. Oh, and I got him. All right, cool. All right then. Well, Asashio and the Massachusetts pulled it out. We ended that game with 145,000 in damage, 118 main battery target hits. I was shooting, even though I'm a torpedo boat. But those torpedoes did their job too, with 6 torpedoes that landed. It caused flooding with all 6 of them. I did set 10 fires, probably some of them with the depth charges that I landed on the submarine, and got 4 destroyed. Ended up with a Confederate for damaging 6 or more enemy ships for 20% of their base HP, and a dev strike on that. Let's see, what did I get that on? I'm thinking it must have been on the submarine. And a high caliber for damaging 4 or more enemy ships, which amounted to at least 30% of the total HP of the ships that were on the enemy team at that time. And found my way to the top of the leaderboard with 2,223 base XP. Right behind me, though, was the Massachusetts with his 4 kills, so comps to him for a job very well done. And let's see, potential damage. They weren't shooting at me all that much, but still racked up 500,000 of potential damage, probably from the torpedoes that I was dodging from that submarine more than anything. And I took down that aircraft carrier, took down turrets, took down that 2 of the submarines, and put a little damage on the West Virginia, the Caracciolo, the Kagero. I thought I was going to get that one too. That was close. A little bit on the Gneiss now, a little bit on the Fubuki, and almost nothing on the Cleveland, but thank goodness that Massachusetts got that one, because that was going to give me a lot of trouble. And for credits, I ended up with 841,000 in credits that I brought home. Good. Hopefully that's not all taxable. And 3,634 in free XP. 42,733 Elite Commander XP. I must have a flag on there. Oh, I do. Okay, so I am running my blue economic bonus here. Lucky, but all of that goes to help out my other captains, so no problems for that. So Asashio, I got lucky and picked her up in the after Thanksgiving Black Friday crates, and she is a dandy little ship. I just have been playing and playing and playing in her. Love that color scheme for the Black Friday, the B edition. This is the Asashio B as compared to the Asashio that you would have to pick up, I suppose, with doubloons. But her main claim to fame are those 2 sets of deep water torpedoes. So we see one rack midships here and another rack back aft, and then she has guns, 2 barrels up forward, 1 turret, and 2 turrets with 2 barrels back aft. So those guns actually do pretty good damage. They're slow shooting, they're very slow turret traverse, but they do good damage. And she had to in this match. Alright, so I am running Yamamoto Isoroku, the famous Japanese admiral, as my commander, and I have him all decked out with 21 points. I do run Grease the Gears and need that for this Asashio with that slow turret traverse. I have Liquidator to increase the chances of causing flooding, which actually did for all of the torpedoes that landed. I have Consumable Specialist to bring back my torp reload booster and my smoke and my speed boost more quickly, especially like having that torp reload booster available. Swift Fish to make my torpedoes faster because seems like a lot of ships are able to dodge them if they see them, but if they're fast enough, then I can still land some. Last Stand, so that if I get boinked, then I still have the ability to move and turn a little slower, but it still operates. Survivability Expert to give me increased HP, and fill the tubes to get my torpedoes loaded that much more quickly. It means that I have to give up some other things. One of the things that I would like to have had would have been more of the torp reload boosters. I'd never have enough, but that's the way it goes. You have to give up something to get something. And then running that Concealment Expert gets my ship's concealment down to an incredibly low 5.4 kilometers. That is, as far as I know, the lowest in the game, lower than even most of the submarines. So I can sneak around and very rarely detected until I want to be, unless I get caught in hydro or radar. And then I do run radio locate so that I can find things that are otherwise hidden, and that helps me find the submarines and other DDs. All right, so let's see how I have this little girl all kitted out here. So I have main armaments mod 1 because there isn't much else available in that slot. Probably, yeah, the damage control party is not going to help much, so I'll stay with this. And then engine room protection to try to keep my engines from getting knocked out, which been pretty lucky with that so far. I do run the torpedo tubes mod 1. I am a fully set up torpedo boat, and so I have faster torpedo speed. The traverse speed on my torpedo tubes is a lot faster, and then the risk of those torpedo tubes getting knocked out is much lower, which that would be a disaster if I lost my torpedo tubes. I had to give up something, and so I gave up the aiming systems mod 1 that I generally would use on my DDs, and you just have to set up Asashio as a torpedo boat, though. That's all there is to it. I run propulsion mod 1 so that if I do get caught by torpedoes coming into my smoke, sometimes I can zip out of their way. And then I run the Concealment Systems mod 1, and that, on top of the captain's skill, gets that detection down as low as can possibly be. On top of that, I'm running Charlie Kilo, the new flags that replace the detonation flags, and that gives me even more HP, and can always use that on Asashio. I have India Yankee that I'm running because every once in a while they'll light me on fire, I'll put it out, and then doggone it, something else will come in and light me on fire again. So always have to have an eye toward that. And then I doubled up here on everything. I run into Victor Limas so that I have a better chance of causing flooding and fires. On top of that, I run India X-ray in order to help light those fires. And I'm running Juliet Whiskey Unit 1s to increase the chance for flooding. And so all of those, along with the captain skills, made that happen. And I'm running Sierra Mikes to give me a little boost to my speed. November Foxtrot to bring back my consumables like the smoke and the torp reload booster more quickly. And then X-ray Papa Una 1 so that I have a little longer time with my smoke. All right, so Asashio, what a terror to deal with if you're a battleship. And I am running probably well over 100,000 damage average over my game since Thanksgiving. And so she's an impressive ship. She's hard to stop. If I get spotted, I use my smoke and then zip right out of detection range. If I am not spotted, then I'm just lurking and sending torps every about a minute and a half, double sets sometimes. And I control a gap, control an area that battleships just don't want to get in there. All right, well, I'm pretty happy with that one. So I wish all of you a good holidays, good afternoon, and hope to see you in battle.